It already feels like a month has gone in Marvel Contest of Champions, which is weird because just over 7 days has gone with this side quest. It's kind of weird. I do feel that I haven't completed my spreadsheet from the side quest, basically because I've been busy with other stuff. I have now finished it off, and I now have my top 5 tips for the side quest for this month. The spreadsheet can be found in the link in the description, where it goes how it works, total entries and bots you can get, solo event and objectives guide, best team for side quest, also the mystery champions revealed, Paragon spend scenarios, Thronebreaker spend scenarios, Cavalier, your uncollected. There's lots on offer. Check it out in the link in the description. And let's kick off with my first tip. My first tip is all about the Spider Exchange store. So you could be in a position like myself where you've done everything. You can see my I'm at 0 when it comes to like the devices. I've used all my devices and I've got 10k left. I do have to do the objectives, but that'll be something easy I can knock out in a moment. But my first tip is don't spend just as soon as you get them. It could be a case, yes, if you're kind of close to something, then go and spend if you want. But I would say it's better to wait until the end of the month when Kabam may have released deals, because they could do some daily deals, or anything else that could pop up that could see you getting a few more spider bots. Now, if you have a plan in motion, then go and do that. We just put in a spreadsheet some scenarios where you could save up and spend on certain things. I always think that it's best to kind of plot your spending as you go, as in, like, you know, when you've got all your currency, then go, okay, well, if I buy this, and this, it will take me to the 1,500,000 and something thousand, 1.2 million, 1.3, whatever, and wherever you are in the game. I just think it's better, but it's up to you whether or not you want to follow that particular tip. Tip number 2 is all about defenders revealed. Now, one of the big things I did note after I did my 18 runs was there were certain champions that didn't pop up, and I went through a time not facing off against Cat Wilson. I forgot I faced against Peni Parker in like one of my very first runs, and several others. Go and check out the link in the description, because there are different defenders being revealed for different nodes. Some people as well have not faced off against some of these defenders that they are meant to face off against. You could find that all your runs you never face off against a Carnage, which I had less than most people. And then Spot as well. I very rarely faced off against Spot. And that's, again, important to kind of know who is on the note. A lot of people are saying that you can go in and click the question mark and it comes up with the champion that you're going to face off against, like Cat Wilson or Black Widow or whoever and whenever on that particular node. But I think it's always good to do further preparation to go, okay, what am I likely to face off against? Do I have any kind of champion that could deal with situations of several different nodes and several different champions? So I'm talking like Hercules that can do with X amount of nodes, but we'll talk about doubling up or preparing very well for certain situations and nodes a little bit on in the show. But yeah, if you want all the champions being revealed, or the defenders, go and check out this on screen right now for the different nodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and 7, just by checking out the spreadsheet, as well as some of my favorite teams, my favorite team used. So my favorite team for this, well, my most used team was Human Torch, Overseer, Iceman, Archangel and Doctor Doom. Tip number 3 is all about team creation. I kind of did a video associated with tip 2 and tip 3 in one kind of like package, but this particular tip kind of goes a little bit about the team creation, mainly because you have got to and can really think about a best team for this one, because again, it depends on roster. If you've got the likes of Shang-Chi, and you can see on the screen, there's various different types of team configurations that players have used. You got Shang-Chi, for example, Shang-Chi, Small Man, She-Hulk. Champions that are able to do things like slow debuff could be very handy for the likes of Spider-Verse champions and be helpful for the boss. The boss node having Newton's Law. And Newton's Law basically means it's going to be an unstoppable passive. Now you can suppress that by intercepting, but if that's a problem, because a lot of the time the AI isn't very receptive to come at you, and you have to really kind of box clever when it comes to when is the right time to go out to the champion to get that intercept in. You may want to look to slow debuff champions which can deal with this one. Yes, again, it's part of the nodes to actually do that with 1-2 punch, but you may want to have something on there that's kind of a bit better on rotation and being there. This is why, we said about different options. Quicksilver's got the slow debuff. Shang-Chi is able to deal with situations like that. And also, slow debuff champions will be able to suppress any kind of Spider-Verse based champion. And some of those Spider-Verse based champions can be found on different nodes. Whether or not you've got Stark Spidey on node 5, you've also got Spider-Man, Spider-Ham, Scorpion, Spider-Gwen, and Stealth Suit Spider-Man on node 6. You've also got, there's one other, that's it, Black Widow that evades on node 3. As well as many other Spider-Verse champions. But the point is that you could have an option, and there's several options out there to do slow debuff and deal with some of these evade-based champions. Oh, and even on node 1, you've got yourself Symbiote Spider-Man. So again, lots of different options that could be countered with a slow debuff that also help out for the end boss. This is what I talked about in that video, doubling up, double bubble, hitting kind of like killing two birds with one stone. And the same thing goes for a lot of other champions as well. As the likes of Hercules, and also Odin, but also not forgetting the likes of Venom Pool and Venom can be incredibly helpful. More so I think with Venom because he does double up on node 6 as well as dealing with some of those Spider-Verse based champions. Having the likes of Hercules in place is of course a god tier champion that is going to be incredibly helpful, but also dealing with situations of certain nodes, which I talked about in that particular video, where he could quite comfortably do the likes of node 5. Even better if he had himself a Captain America Infinity War in his team as synergy, because you get the armor break debuff. But if you're willing to do a parry heavy, you're able to bypass that, but also deal with the auto block situation, which is the most frustrating issue. So that True Sense will deal with that. He can also deal with situations of these champions that are doing miss, like champions that are on node 3. That can be very helpful. You could say that there's other situations in this where miss may be a thing. So look out for that to being a potential option to take on and help out. Tip number 4 is all about spend scenarios. Spend scenarios are on the spreadsheet if you do want to check them out, but this is very much a fine thing and it's down to you and whatever your account is doing. If you are looking at this month and going, do you know what, I could get a lot more 6-star shards from battlegrounds and incursions, and you're like, well, I'll spend all that on 6-star shards, then hey, go do it. But you have to ask yourself, well, instead, do I save my trophy tokens for the 7-star shards that are coming into the game, and instead use my bot's currency to get, yes, the 7-star shards that you get from this particular, spend scenario, but also from the store itself, as it means that you'll be able to save on your 6-star shards being bought with trophy tokens, and then trying to maximize that when it comes to 7 stars when the store changes on the 22nd of June, so we can look out for that. So it just means that you're kind of like, you're saving for what is your meta. The same thing with choosing things that are going to be important for you. What's going to take your roster further? Is there something that's going to take your roster? If there's not, then there's not, so you can otherwise look for fun. And that's the thing that I'm looking at. I decided to have a bit of fun with the Miles shards. It gave me an opportunity to pick up 2 dupes of 6 stars, which meant I got an extra 557 star shards. It may be a case it's debatable, was that a good decision or not, but I am chasing 7-star champions, and the 7-star shards were the most logical thing for me to do. So I suppose getting 557 star shards may be something that gets me closer to 7-star quicker. Yes, it could have been better spent to things like rank up materials for 6 stars. Am I close to getting anything that I need from a tier 6 class catalyst perspective? No. So again, it's down to a personal choice of where you think the value is of what you get. So there are some other things that you can pick up that are quite good. The kind of meta things that you may want to get: 6-star signature stones, 5-star signature stones, depending on where you are at the moment, because they may be difficult to get and you may have to spend trophy tokens. As we said, other currencies and other stores may make you think twice about where you're spending. Do I want to go and spend something in the loyalty store? Like, you would go, well, to be honest, I don't really need to, because some of the items here, like 6-star signature stones, well, I could save 150k of that currency in loyalty and reapply that into something else like tier 6 basics, for example. So have a look at your other stores and have a look about how you feel that I can get better stuff elsewhere, but I can use this throwaway currency for something that I can save on in the store. So just kind of look at that. Where can you spend logically that wouldn't be so much of an issue, and you can reinvest it in other areas of your roster, whether it be rank ups, shards, or signature stones, or any kind of chase meta item that you want. The next thing is objectives and solo event. Now, I have already gone over that, and it is on the spreadsheet if you do want to check out the guide as the best places to go in order to do it. Spending wise, that's easy. A lot of the Web Singer solo event, Spiderbot spend event, they're easily done as soon as you have all the bots that you require and all the runs done in the side quest. So they're very easy to do. When it comes to the objectives, there are going to be certain places that you need to go in order to do certain things. Shout out to, I think it's you, is it? Your UREC. So shout out to UREC and also Misty K for their information over the last few days. And it is day or a week, really. This side quest moves very, very quickly. I think it's because we were able to bypass it and kind of do it how we did it. But it's good because I've got loads of stuff to do and catch up on because I'm very behind. But the point is, there are places to go in-game in order to, and champions that you can duel on a daily basis to get yourself some of the objectives done. So the objective in particular is this stomping spiders objective. So check out the link in the description, but there's loads of places you can go. Whether or not you are going to the likes of Variant 4, Variant 4 has a lot of the places that are Variant Classics as well. These got various different places that you can go. I can go to Variant 4. I think Variant 4 has a lot of them. Variant 4, and then go to 4.2.2, which is this one right here, and then there should be, as soon as we click on it, on the variant side, sorry, not the classic side. The classic side, there is a Spider-Man, but this one is right there. So there's a 4-star and 4-star Spider-Man, and then you go up and there's a stealth suit Spider-Man. So there's various options. I personally recommend a dual target method. It just means that some of the champions you face off against are easy to do, and there's a lot more less specifics if you're doing variants, but again, it's down to a personal preference, what you see fit to do and what works well. And that is really it. That has been the top 5 tips for the side quest of June. Good luck to you in your grind. Check out some other content located on screen right now and have a great day. I'm now off to the cinema to see The Flash, where there's Bootman in it from 1989. Great.